to turn on light.
Okay.
There, get a little light on the subject. Well, hello, friends and fans of Rock and Roll Love Palace. This is a little bit different video. It's about Ace Frehley and how me and him, or he inspired me to play guitar. Let me tell you the story of what happened. I believe it was the year 1978, and I was almost 13 years old, so I was around 12. And the concert, if I recall correctly, it was either July or August. I don't remember. I'm not 100% sure on that, of 1978. Well, I was an innocent lad, mild-mannered, reserved, and I was hanging out around these other teenagers who thought it was funny to smoke pot with me. And when you first start smoking pot, it doesn't do anything to you. It takes 2 or 3, 4 times, something like that. At least the weed back then. I don't know about nowadays. At any rate, they told me that they had an extra ticket to a Kiss concert, and they said, you come up. I think it was either 15 or 20 bucks, which was $1 million at the age of 12. And this is Bearcat, by the way. Bear, say hi, Bear. Meow. And so I went out and cut probably about 6 or 7 yards, which come up with about 35 bucks or 25 bucks, something like that. And anyway, had the money. I snuck out of my house. I did, literally. I tied 2 or 3 sheets real good. Tied one into my metal frame bed that I had. And I opened the window on the second floor and lowered my dumb ass out. I could have broke my neck, in retrospect. Well, anyway, went to the Kiss concert. Alice Cooper opened up. It was wild, man. We was at a place, at an arena hall called the Summit, which is now known in the Houston area as the Lakewood Church. Run by probably the biggest hypocrite that ever walked the face of the earth. But that's a different subject, and I was trying to digress. At any rate, we're way up in the nosebleed section. Well, one of those guys had rolled a joint, but this joint was rolled out of the inner sleeve of the Cheech and Chong album Up in Smoke, their comedy album. Well, that inner sleeve really was, as I recall seeing, a great big rolling paper. He rolled a joint just like the one you see in the movie Up in Smoke. It was already rolled before we got to the concert. But as I remember toking down on that thing, or helping them toke, it did pretty good until about halfway, and it got to the middle, and it started running real bad. And I don't know what happened at that moment, because it gets kind of blurry here, because I was high. I mean, for the first time in my life, I was stoned out of my gourd and understood what Woodstock was about. Well, maybe you'll go away now. You ain't gonna let me hold you, go. But at any rate, for some reason, or the moment inspired me, I said, I gotta get down to the stage. And I went through people's legs. I was a little bitty back then, and made my way to the stage. And now I don't remember when I got to the stage when I jumped up, because I grabbed the edge of the stage. They didn't have security like they got them now at concerts, where you can't even get that close to the stage. Well, I don't remember if someone lifted me up or I lifted myself. I'm not sure. But Ace Frehley was just finishing up his guitar solo, and he took his guitar and put it in a stand just as I lifted up, and it exploded. I mean, they had it, with pyrotechnics and all that, and I went, whoa, I gotta learn how to play guitar. That very week, not the next day. I don't believe it was the next day, but I believe it was later on in the week. I went, I don't know how many yards I cut. I just went on a frenzy, man. But I ended up with enough money to go get a Les Paul copy with the effects built into it. It had all these switches on it. And if I recall correctly, it was a what I call a tobacco burst. That's not politically correct, but on this channel and in life, I am not politically correct. Fuck all that shit. But anyhow, there was this Mexican fella heard me on the back porch because I got a guitar, a cable, and an amp. I didn't know how to tune it. I didn't know any chords, but I knew I wanted to play. But this Mexican fella, he heard me on the back porch making noise, kind of like what I do here on this channel. And he said, "Hey, let me show you a few things to help you out." Well, there's my drink. He showed me how to tune it. Get out of the camera range, and he showed me how to tune it, and showed me, if I remember correctly, some power chords and bar chords, which you may or may not have noticed if you're a guitar player. That's what I use the majority of the time. Well, and it took off from there. You know, I know one time on this channel, it was the older videos about 8 years ago. I think about 8 years ago. I did get a message from someone saying that they were Ace Frehley, and he liked what I played. I don't remember what song it was. It's not one that's on here now, because there was like 4 or 5 years worth previously, and they all got took down, and I started all over. I still have those videos. They're on my PC over there. One of these days I may reload them. I don't know. And but that's my Ace Frehley story. And the reason I'm even bringing up Ace Frehley was that I'd heard that he had fallen and was hurt real bad. Well, the rumor mill is in the music world that he fell because he had a stroke. And the things I've heard, now this is all rumors and nothing confirmed. Don't take it as the gospel truth. But that he had a stroke. One of the other than confusion, but I don't know if that's happening with him, but he has bad weakness on his left side, which means the stroke occurred on his right side of his brain somewhere. And strokes are, man, I know it's hard to believe, but I promise it's the truth. I worked in nursing homes as a nurse's aide for a little while, for about 2 years. Oh my God. I would hope that before I myself ever end up in something like that, I would take my gun and put it to my head and pull the trigger. There was only one out of the 5 that I worked at that was decent. The rest of them, man, I don't know if I would condemn someone to something like that. It'd have to be pretty bad, for that to happen. But at any rate, let's hope, send out, get some prayers going for Ace. I don't know what his religious convictions are, but I can tell you right now, I do believe in God. Probably not exactly how Christianity portrays God, but I do believe in God, and I do believe you can ask our Creator for help or to do something or whatever. I believe in the Bible it speaks about that you're supposed to go before the throne of God and be bold about it. Hey, I want another guitar, for example. But I don't know if I'll do that or not. Well, maybe. But I'm in enough trouble about guitars right now, financially speaking. But strokes, man. I mean, sometimes people have them and they come out of them. And there's other times they keep having them. They'll have what they call I forget the medical name, but they're mini strokes. I don't know if that's what he's had, but I can tell you this: if his left arm, his left side is weak, or he can't use it, there ain't gonna be no more guitar playing for the Ace, man. Which it sucks. I know a lot of people, other guitar players, say he's not that good of a guitar player. Actually, he's pretty damn good. Is he Eddie Van Halen? No, no, not even close. He's in a completely different class, all to his own, and that man has inspired thousands upon thousands of people to play. And I'm a Kiss fan from music of the 70s. That's where I grew up, and that's where my thing is. And I always liked Kiss. As a kid, it was the first thing that attracted me was the bukkake. I think that's what they call it, bukkake makeup, and the Japanese makeup. And that was kind of cool. And the show was outrageous. That was the best rock and roll show I think I'd ever been to in my life, from what I remember of it. But Ace Frehley, man. It seems like as I go along, and I know it's part of the cycle, that all our rock and roll heroes are dying. They're getting older. Heck, look at Jimmy Page. He's got to be in his late 70s, at least. And I just I hope he makes it. I hope there's a shot, but they don't give it out very often. It's an anti-clot shot, I think is what it's called. But if you, because a stroke is a blood clot in the brain or a blood vessel busting. Well, actually, I think the blood vessel is an aneurysm, and a blood clot is what causes the strokes. I believe that's how it goes. Don't hold me to that. But at any rate, I hope he gets better. If not, you can't say he didn't live the rock and roll lifestyle. That's for dang sure. But boy, he went through a lot of money, if I understand. But dadgum shame. I hope it works out in a good way. Good way for him. Anyway, I just want to share my Ace Frehley experience. Now, was it actually him that emailed me? I don't know. I don't have that email anymore. I didn't really believe it was him. But it was just a few words. It was like, hey, man, I like your style. What did he say? I like your style. And you're doing all right. And Ace, and the email was, I forget what the email was, man. Like I said, it was 5-6 years ago now. But at any rate, I just wanted to share that with you folks and just kind of roll with it, I guess. And what else can you do? Well, anyway, y'all try to have a good day. Bye.